At least one unidentified projectile purportedly from a submarine entered the eastern waters. The FDA reportedly planning to greenlight the mixing and matching of coronavirus booster shots.
An announcement from a female leader in Maryland State House stuns her colleagues. I'm Megan Cloherty.
WTOP at 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Tom Foti in Washington. North Korea has test-fired at least one ballistic missile, apparently from a submarine. Reporter Alec Jensen in Seoul.
According to South Korea's military, the North fired the missile eastward into open water. Aside from that, we've been told it was a ballistic type, meaning a breach of UN commitments. And the Japanese side suggests there may have been two missiles launched. Either way, it's further evidence of North Korea's focus on weapons over peace talks for now.
But just in, the U.S. military saying that North Korean missile launch does not pose an immediate threat to U.S. allies. We're also getting late word of an earthquake in Egypt, felt in Cairo and other cities. Remembering Colin Powell, who died of COVID complications of underlying cancer and other health problems, age 84.
I feel as if I have a hole in my heart.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin.
To honor the former Secretary of State, the president has ordered flags at half-staff through Friday evening. Mr. Biden told a gathering of Teachers of the Year that Colin Powell was a son of immigrants who rose to the highest levels of military and civilian leadership.
This is the guy, and we talk about it, who had teachers who looked at this African-American kid and said, you can do anything.
The president later noted serious underlying conditions such as cancer led to Powell's death from COVID despite his being vaccinated. Stephen Portnoy, CBS News, the White House.
The New York Times and the Wall Street Journal are now reporting that the FDA is going to allow a mix and match approach to anti-COVID booster shots, but even first shot mandates have their critics.
Now that the deadline to report compliance with Chicago's vaccine mandate has passed, Mayor Lori Lightfoot says of the number of police employees put on no pay status so far,
the number of folks who are actually, after being given the opportunities and even a direct order, saying no is very small.
Head of Chicago's Fraternal Order of Police urged members to defy a requirement to report their COVID vaccination status. A judge ordered him to stop. Meantime, a police memo says that non-compliant officers will become subject of a disciplinary investigation, and those who retire while under investigation may be denied retirement credentials. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News, Chicago.
CBS's Manuel Bohorquez is in chaotic Port-au-Prince, Haiti, following the kidnapping of 17 North American missionaries there.
There is so much frustration in the streets here, and the poverty creates a fertile breeding ground for the gangs. So many young men without jobs who can be easily recruited.
The Wall Street Journal tonight reports a possible ransom request for those kidnapped missionaries, reportedly $17 million. Dow futures now up 8 points. This is CBS News.
Never miss a moment. Top news from WTOP 24/7, 365. Listen on air, on Alexa, and on the WTOP app.
If you've tried antidepressants and talk therapy but continue to feel depressed, you should know it doesn't have to be that way. Greenbrook TMS NeuroHealth specializes in treating the toughest cases of depression with TMS therapy, the safe and effective FDA-cleared, non-drug, non-invasive therapy. If medications and talk therapy haven't fully resolved your symptoms of depression, schedule a free consultation today with Greenbrook TMS NeuroHealth. Visit greenbrooktms.com. That's greenbrooktms.com. We are here to help.
WTOP at 2:03. Good Tuesday morning, October 19th, 2021. Clear and chilly this overnight early morning. Patchy fog parts of the area by daybreak. Low holding in the 40s for the most part. We're at 49 right now. I'm Dean Lane. We do indeed thank you for taking us along for your early morning ride. Topping the local stories we're looking at for you as we do ride into this Tuesday together. We begin with new this morning. Metro saying that they are reducing rail service, and it will continue at least through this weekend on Sunday, possibly longer. They'll assess as the weekend comes around. That's because 60% of all of its rail cars are out of service for safety inspections following that derailment in Arlington last week, a week ago today, on Tuesday. Trains will run now every 15 minutes on the Red Line, every 30 minutes on all other lines. Big problems with those cars were just revealed in the federal investigation into the derailment.
The Blue Line train that derailed between Roslyn and Arlington Cemetery had actually derailed at least twice earlier that day. The previous derailment, Arlington, rerailed, goes to Largo, outbound at Largo, derails and rerails, and then when it gets to Roslyn, it derails and it does not re-rail the train. National Transportation Safety Board investigator Joe Gordon says the derailments were caused by the wheels widening along the axles, getting too wide for the tracks. The Washington Metro Rail Safety Commission pulled all of the 7000 series from service, about 60% of Metro's total cars. After inspection, a total of 39 cars have failed this year. The NTSB says Metro has seen similar issues with the cars dating back to 2017. Luke Lukert, WTOP News.
WTOP's Mike Murillo spoke to riders impacted by all these delays.
How Hector sums up his evening commute on Metro.
It's like a nightmare, man.
And trains every 30 minutes has led to some big delays for people trying to get home. Alex McMillan of Landover, Maryland says he'll be patient with Metro on this, though he has COVID concerns with so few cars and so many people packed onto them.
That's the safety issue right there, too.
Oscar DC on the news that the issue that led to the derailment was reported in the past.
I hope they look into it, do whatever to remedy the situation.
But he says he plans to keep on taking the trains. At the Van Ness Metro Station, Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
WTOP News time now 2:06. In other news this Tuesday morning, Maryland's treasurer, who has steered the finances of the state for 2 decades now, announcing officially this week she's calling it quits, resigning her post a year before her term is actually over.
A pioneer in her 5 decades of public service, Nancy Kopp shared with colleagues she plans to resign later this year, writing, quote, "It's time for me to invest more attention and energy in my wonderful family and community."
She was one of the first women in the Maryland General Assembly.
Attorney General Brian Frosch noted Kopp became the first woman to hold the position of Speaker pro tem and earned the respect of several speakers to continue on as treasurer. She also represented the General Assembly on the Board of Public Works.
She's one of the smartest people I know, to top everything else off.
Governor Larry Hogan reacted, quote, "On behalf of all Marylanders, I want to express my profound gratitude to Nancy Kopp for her decades of distinguished service." Megan Cloherty, WTOP News.
In a statement as well, President of the Maryland Senate Bill Ferguson credited Kopp with helping to ensure Maryland's fiscal health, navigating multiple crises, including a recession and global pandemic. WTOP at 2:07, an update on traffic and weather a minute away.
George Wallace here, and experience the allure of the Black Diamond at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. During the Black Diamond giveaway, Live Rewards members have a chance to win his and hers David Yurman Black Diamond jewelry set and $7,500 cash. 20 lucky winners will receive a share of cash, free play prizes, and exclusive jewelry pieces. Play to earn through October 29th. Visit maryland.livecasinohotel.com for details.
At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're with WTOP and Dean Lane.
Until coronavirus is over, only one question matters. Is it normal yet? Listen to the WTOP podcast that goes beyond the reporting for the story behind the headline.
Did court proceedings just stop altogether when the pandemic hit?
No, surprisingly.